Just talking off camera very briefly about the APMAs. What was your favorite performance?
Um, Probably Joan Jett. She was great. Uh, Otherwise, I mean, there was so much going on, and I wasn't able to catch all the performances. But yeah, she was especially cool. So
Definitely a legend.
I liked I like Pierceville. I mean, they're just great.
I just wish they would have performed yesterday. Well, I mean, my Vic did perform, so would have been great if the whole band got a chance to.
Right. True. Yeah.
Body Count was pretty cool too,
Body
right?
kind of cool.
His favorite band was Body Count.
Yeah, definitely body count.
That was I think it was a surprise for me. I didn't expect to see them, but their guitarist was just incredible. I mean that. Sorry, but that old man could jam.
Gush as much as you want about him. He's great. Yeah.
But let's focus on your music. Your acoustic EP, Songs of. Tell me why you decided to release an acoustic EP.
Well, Stevis and I were talking because we were home for a while, and we were like, well, we're not going to do anything for the next 2 months, so we might as well we've got all this time, and we could just pop in for a couple of days and make something out of nothing. And so that's basically what we did, over in Pittsburgh. It was Stevis's idea, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I feel like the last record we put out, it's so familiar, even though it's not super new, but it's like fresh in people's minds. I think with that, it's like when you release acoustic songs of that, it keeps people, interested. It's like hearing another version of a song that's recorded. It just kind of like amps you up in a different way. So I feel like, it's like a cool little thing to put out before we release something else later down the line.
Do you guys feel a certain pressure to keep putting out new music because the industry, or more so even the fans, are like, all right, when are you going to put out new stuff?
I mean, there's a little pressure there to do that, but I think, that's just because everyone else is, just with the way everything's set up now, there's so much, it's so accessible, and there's so much of it that's accessible, and there's so many bands putting out stuff all the time that it's like this constant competition to stay relevant. But, I think, we focus on the songs and just try to write, we put it out at our own pace and just try to write songs that stand the test of time a little bit better, hopefully. So, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think longevity is definitely a thing most bands don't think about these days. When putting out a record, they just think, let's write the quickest and most accessible thing, instead of putting a lot of thought and effort into a project, moving forward. So that's definitely something we try to, take advantage of, and recognize and put out something that people like.
I was just gonna say, I think in a perfect world, if we could only, as a band, have only released one record ever, no more songs, that record, be the one that people know us for the most, that would be amazing. Because writing songs is cool, but if we had just that one that was just that one 10-song record that we played for 10 years, that'd be sick. That's personal. Personally, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, just that record that, bands down the line would be like, I don't know, I was kind of lost creatively, but then I listened to your record and it really, inspired me to become, the musician I am and play in a band, for, future generations and stuff.
Yeah. Years down the line, the same 10 songs.
I just hope you wouldn't get bored playing the same 10 songs forever. No? You'd find new ways.
I mean, if you ask, the Beatles, are you guys tired of... I mean, they have so many songs, but I mean, even if they just toured off of one record, any of those 10 songs could have, been... Oh, they're all timeless, you know what I mean? So it's they probably don't get bored because, you write a great enough song, and it's it's almost you can't get... It's board proof. You, can't get bored of it,
Fair enough.
Bored in general. I'm usually, pretty, I don't know, active, even if I'm not, doing anything, I feel like my mind's active, so I'm never, bored, that much,
Plus, every night you've got a different crowd in front of you, especially here at Warped. Tell me what a day in the life at Warped Tour is sort of like.
You wake up, you find... I go on the porcelain hunt. I usually try not to settle for the porta potty. And then, you spend probably a quarter of the day just eating food because you wait in the line for a while. Then you play your set. And so it's basically my ritual is chow, chow, chow. Chow being shower, cho, and eat. So chow, chow, chow. It's basically like what my day consists of.
Well, I wake up and I kind of do the same thing, except I don't mind a porta potty. But I mean, I take that time like to like kind of like meditate, like just to kind of like reflect on, the time. It's a quiet place, and it's like it's just you in there, and it's like one of the only times of the day that no one is around you. So I kind of take that time to really just focus on like kind of like the energy of the day, of the morning, and then uh, and then I go eat, and I try to eat by myself because sometimes it's just so hectic. Like there's so many people in line. I just kind of need to be alone for that moment, and then change my strings, get ready to play, and play. And then after I play, I just kind of wait till every time I die plays. Like if they haven't played already, I just usually stand and just wait for them to go on. Like whether or not they playing for 5 minutes or like an hour. I just like to make sure like I'm up front. I watch them from the barricade, like because like you can stand on the side and that's cool, but to watch that band you really need to be to the front. So I usually just stand and just wait for them to go on. And then
When we were all kids growing up together, we'd go see that band, because they've been around forever. So like for us, it's just kind of like reincarnating that experience we had as kids. By out here on the Warped Tour, we get to do that every day for like 2 months straight. So we've only missed like their set 2 times, I think.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was because he was sick. He had like that stomach thing.
Sometimes the catering gets to you.
I love that you prefer the barrier experience versus backstage, side stage, which is easier for you guys, I would assume.
Yeah, it's just people think they're cool, to be on stage and like, but like, in all seriousness, it sounds a lot worse upstage because it's just like monitor noise and like the drums. But like front of house is the full experience, especially like the front row, because it's like when we were like 14, 15, like the front row was where we were at, to see that band and like put our horns up and like sing along to every word,
Very nice. Are there any other sets that you make a habit or try to see every once in a while?
Saves the Day, Watch Terror, Less Than Jake. They're like veterans of this tour, so they're,
You guys have really good taste in music. And not that I'm surprised, but that's good to hear that, some of those bands that are still, that I personally feel are rather timeless. I'm not the only one that shares.
Yeah, definitely. We like the timeless bands the most.
I think that's part of the problem, not just with Warp, but also with the scene, is that there's this oversaturation of bands. So how do you guys make sure that you stand out when you perform?
Timelessness, right?
Yeah, I think Kellen. I'm not quite sure how he acquired these, but he got us all dashikis to wear on stage, and it's like it sounds kind of goofy, like at when you first hear it, but it's something about wearing it when you're playing. It's like visually, people automatically like can separate you from any other band, and then when you're up there wearing one, playing in it, it's like it feels different. It's like wearing like jeans and a black T-shirt is like you're in your comfort zone. You know what I mean? But it's something about stepping out of your comfort zone, wearing something like that on stage. That's just it's really such a unique feeling. I can't even really put it into words. And I think that when kids see that, I perform differently when I'm wearing it, and I think kids see that, and I think also just kind of like, kind of just being lost in the music when you're playing. It's like, it's like that's another thing I try to do because I feel like we play so many shows it becomes robotic, but like when you like get like lost in it, it's just like people are like, yeah, man, like I remember that band, like they were wearing these dashikis and like they were totally just tranced out, and I think that's that's something different about them.
Exactly. Like I wake up and I put like sound protection in because I don't want any other type of music to creep into me, and the phonics and different things that you absorb during the day eke out into your performance. And you know what? I'm not trying to have that. Like when I go up there, it's me against the music. Like I don't know. I believe that. I watched a Madonna VH1 Behind the Music a few years ago, and she said that she did the same thing. and she also loved to wear red bracelets. So now I too wear red bracelets.
Or you did before you lost.
You did.
Exactly.
Yeah, you lose a lot of things on the tour. It's like the rule. You never bring things on tour you want to lose.
Yeah.
But like your heart.
Like your heart. Aw. Did you break your heart on Warped Tour?
I've had my heart broken many times by music. That's the only thing I'm concerned about in this life, because it never leaves you.
It's true. People will fail you in this world. Like, you know, people bum you out and they'll fail you, but it's like, you know, whatever. Like, Siamese Dream's not gonna fail me. In Utero's not gonna fail me.
Exactly.
You know, like
White Pony's not gonna fail me.
My pony's never gonna fail me.
So it's like,
Whenever I'm feeling down, I just ride the pony back to my previous state of happiness. You know.
I live my life by Hexagram. All of the lyrics of Hexagram by Deftones.
That leads up to my next question. You know, the bands that you listened to when things got tough as a teenager, but I think you already answered that.
Favorite band. Deftones is our favorite band collectively. Like when we drive, we do Power Hour, where we just start from point A, the beginning of their discography, and for an hour we listen to them, and then at exactly an hour we cap it off, and then we pick up the next day during Power Hour exactly where we left off, and just like go through all our favorite songs, you know, because we don't want to like wear it out, so we just do like we get to whatever records we can, and we just like talk about. I mean, because for us, like, yeah, it was for tough times. Like we listen to that band, so we just like, you know, there's nothing better to get through the tough times than to just like talk it out with the dudes you're on tour with. So we'll listen to those records and just like reminisce and, you know, like get it out of our system pretty much.
Why do you guys think kids in any decade really turn to music when things are tough?
I mean, it's just one of those things with your brain activity where it just sparks it up and gets you all jazzed up. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's an outlet that no one can like really tell you no. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like in life, it's like you kind of sometimes you just need like an escape. Like I feel like sometimes a person can be that. Like skateboarding was that for me growing up, and I feel like with music, it's just like it's so accessible. It's such a quick and easy escape from like little things that you know bother you or like whatever. You know, and there's something for everyone. You know, it's not like because not everyone can skate. You know, but everyone can find a band that like they dig that can help them with something.
There's always a song for like if you're going through a situation, there's more than likely a song about it. You know, so.
I just feel connected, you know, with life. Kind of like if you've ever seen the major motion picture Avatar, directed by James Cameron.
Such a good movie.
When they take their hair tails and formulate it.
When they say "I see you,"
Exactly. I see into music. I see the sound.
that's true.
Like, you know.
That's
like, exactly.
yeah.
Well said. So you mentioned earlier about sort of where you are in the album cycle. When can fans expect new music? Because no matter what you do, they're going to.
Oh man.
A deep collective sigh.
Yeah, we are working on it. So Stevis is just like he works like 3 jobs, and so like for him it's tough to find time to write, you know, because people don't realize like, you know, while we're out here on the grind, we've got jobs waiting for us at home, you know, like so we get home, we're back on the grind, and like he's clocking in like 10 hours a day working. He's got to take care of his aunt, so like it's
not so much his aunt so much as the cats. She has like tons of animals, and he has to like feed them and like make sure they're like okay, like when she leaves the house. I work at a deli. I work at a shoe store. I work at a Chuck E. Cheese. I used to work at a Kroger up the street. It's like, dude, I can't always just like be writing. Like,
What I do is I put family first. I have a child in the future. I just haven't gone there yet, and I prepare for that every single.
That is the best answer I have heard in a really long time. Thank you for that. I have a child in the future.